So I don't necessarily consider myself an expert on microgreens by any means. I have the basic knowledge of how more dense in nutrients they are and a few things that I could suggest for like pregnancy.
We could start off, and if you can just tell us a little bit about yourself, your lifestyle, your professional background, and all of that.
I started out as a labor and delivery room nurse in the like 1970 and didn't set well with me the way babies were being born. And it didn't take me long. About 5 years later, I met midwives and got into a home birth practice and just actually retired. The last births I did that were for paying clients was last month. And I'm not on call anymore, but I did just get back from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, where I got to deliver my first great grandbaby.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I will definitely, as long as I'm able, I'm going to continue to do births for family.
Hmm.
And I have a couple of families in the area that are I'm doing second generation babies for. So I
Wow.
delivered the moms or the dads when they were born, and some of them I can't turn down. Not, yeah, officially I have retired but I've also been involved with nutrition and health and wellness for a long time through the Shackley Corporation and use of Shackley products that I think are really safe and beneficial to have in your home. It's been a passion of mine, just teaching people about how to create healthier lives and
Mhm.
get chemicals out of their home and eat healthier and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, when Philip told me about the InstaFarm, I was immediately interested.
So, would you say then, if you started as a labor and delivery nurse in the 70s, and then you had a few years in that, and then transitioned more into midwifery, that'd be about 50 years.
Yeah, 53 years that I've been catching babies. Yeah,
That's incredible. That's really amazing. If you had to give like a number or an estimate, how many babies do you think you've delivered?
it's about 5,000 through the 50 some years. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And to think that you just got to catch your newest little great grandbaby, that's
Yeah,
so
delivered
special.
all my grandkids and yeah,
Can you share a little bit about how you use the InstaFarm just in your daily life, whether on a daily basis, a weekly basis, or what that looks like for you?
I keep at least two or three that I can cut off of. And I just add, if I make a salad, I cut some into it. If I do smoothies, which I'm not doing a whole lot of, I did them for so many years, I got burnt out on smoothies, but I like them in sandwiches, on eggs, on decorations. If you do like a plate of deviled eggs to take to something, you can put microgreens on them.
Yeah.
You can pretty much put them in anything. Soup is another way I love to use them. And sometimes, honestly, I just go pull some off and eat them fresh.
Yeah, it's a good way to eat them. My little nephews and niece come over and they love going up to the InstaFarm and just picking them and eating them straight. Yeah.
Especially the peas are really good.
Do you feel like you have a favorite microgreen of the ones you've grown so far? Is there one that stands out to you as just being a favorite or especially?
I love beet. I love the broccoli. I love the arugula in salad is really tasty. And I love the cabbage. Yes.
Yes.
That one's really good. Yeah.
That,
Now my husband likes a little more spice. So he'll like the ones that have a little more bite to them, like the radish ones or yeah.
yeah, the arugula, both of those have some good
Yeah,
kids.
arugula does too, actually, but
Yeah. How would you say that having an Instafarm in your home and growing microgreens over the last year or two, however long you've had it in the farm, how do you feel like it's helped you pursue your health goals, your nutritional goals?
I just basically it just adds a lot of nutrition to what you're eating because our food that we in the summer I can grow vegetables here. I can grow lettuce and cucumbers and tomatoes and things. But all winter long we can't. And even though you can buy organic veggies like at Sprouts or Trader Joe's or Natural Grocers, wherever, I do know that just because something's grown organically doesn't necessarily mean it's got top nutrition in it, because that only refers to how it's grown. It can be sprayed afterwards. It can have been harvested before it was ripe, so there aren't as many nutrients in it. So I feel like adding microgreens to everything just really increases the nutritional value.
Yeah, and you
Yes,
know
sir.
to me exactly from you've watched it grow and you're literally harvesting it and eating it the next moment. Like it can't really get more fresh than that.
That's right. Yeah.
Could you share with us a little bit more about the nutritional needs, like micronutrient wise, for expectant moms, for moms in the postpartum season, or even preconception, just all around women's health? What would you have to say about that?
We push protein, of course, during pregnancy. It's so vital that women get 100 to 100 and even 50 grams of protein a day. But vitamins and minerals are essential for the baby's development and for keeping mom's immune system healthy, because her whole system is being taxed during pregnancy anyway. And also, she's making a lot of extra blood. So the iron rich microgreens are good for that. And I think when women are pregnant, they're also more conscious of what they're eating because they're caring for a baby inside them. And I just think they have an extra desire to eat healthy. The microgreens, what I tell people is that the microgreens, you're going to get a whole lot more nutrients and antioxidant nutrients and those kind of things from if you're eating a lot of them every day. Just put them in everything.
Like you do, from smoothies to eggs to sandwiches, all the things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about for nursing moms? Like, what would be your recommendation for them, nutrient wise?
I know fenugreek and alfalfa are really good. I don't think we have fenugreek yet. And the alfalfa, and it's really similar to pregnancy. There's not a whole lot of difference. Maybe in pregnancy and immediate postpartum, we're thinking more about blood building and iron rich things like arugula, red cabbage, anything with that's high in folate is going to help with fetal development. So I think, yeah, the broccoli is really a good one. And I read somewhere, and I was looking for it earlier, but there's been some research done that says eating a lot of broccoli sprouts in pregnancy can reduce a child's risk to cancer.
Wow.
Yeah. And we know that it's as adults. In fact, that's why I mentioned broccoli is one of my favorite. I always try to keep that one going because I know it is a anti-cancer protection. But yeah, I had heard that there was research, and I wish I could give you the source, but that taking it during pregnancy can actually lower the child's risk of developing cancer later.
Wow. That's
So,
incredible. Wow. As far as patients that you've had that have been consuming microgreens, have you noticed any impact, or is that hard to say?
yeah, I don't know if I have enough this past year
Yeah.
since I don't, I know 2 or 3 of my clients that have had an InstaFarm and are using it, like Philip's wife. But yeah, personally, I wish I could get everybody to buy one. I wish I could get one for all my kids. And that's something I'm trying to promote for them, but
Yeah.
it's an expense. And some people are willing to devote more of their income, their money to good nutrition and health, and others aren't as much. But definitely, when I can definitely say that women that eat more fruits and veggies and take a really good vitamin source, I notice big differences in their iron levels, their common complaints that you get during pregnancy, their sleep patterns, their blood pressure. It's all nutrition based.
What would you say to someone who's on the fence about getting an InstaFarm, starting to incorporate microgreens into their daily life?
Do a little cost comparison. I was checking out the price of microgreens at the farmer's market, the companies that sell microgreens, and this is a much better price to be able to grow them yourself at home. And I like the fact that you can then, once you've used a tray, you can go plant it in your garden and it continues to produce. And then you can just have salads made from stuff you just cut hours ago. Because we all know that the longer vegetables sit in your refrigerator, the less nutrition is in them. Yeah, I'd like to get them into the hands of everybody.
When I told her, like, a light bulb went off and she was like, wow, that's really doable for someone who's used to buying them in the store. And then you're saying the cost comparison and then also the nutrition comparison, like we already talked about, it is just doubly beneficial,
Yeah.
even
Well,
more.
my daughter and I picked up a package of microgreens at Costco, and they look really good, and I hope they're healthy. Within 5 days, we had to throw out what we didn't use because they were old. So just having that constant fresh supply is really awesome.
Yeah, I agree. And even what you said about through the winter time, that's
Yeah.
for me personally has been such a nice thing too, is yep, you've got all the fresh garden produce in the summer, but in the winter, it's like you still have that super fresh produce, which is such a treat.
Yeah.
So I definitely was resonating with you when you said that. Oh,